Hey guys, this is Jessica Gutierrez with Clean With Me podcast. This is a podcast where I walk you through cleaning your house step by step. So let's clean together. Hey everybody, so it's been a while since I've done a speed cleaning episode, so I'm going to do that today. So for everybody that doesn't know how the speed cleanings go, or if you're new here, I will talk you through cleaning your house, and this is an episode for if you're in a hurry, if you have stuff planned for today, if you're trying to clean up quickly before work, what have you, this is the episode for you. Or if you're just trying to do a quick straighten and not really deep clean. So let's get right to it. First things first, I want you guys to put on something comfortable that you don't mind cleaning in. We're not going to do any bleach or anything crazy, so it can still be something cute, but and then throw your hair up out of the way, maybe in a clip or something, out of your face, and let's get right to cleaning. So first things first, when I'm doing a speed clean, I like to check my washer and dryer, and if something is in the washer, I will switch that to the dryer. I don't usually start a new load when I'm doing a speed clean, so to save time. So if something's in your washer, move it to the dryer. If not, no worries. Maybe light a candle, open a window, give that, I don't know, it triggers, when I do the same things every time I'm about to clean, it like triggers my brain to make me feel like it's cleaning time in my head. And it triggers my body like, okay, it's time to clean. When I light this candle, it means it's cleaning time and I'm in a cleaning mode now. So that's why I have like a routine and a ritual that I do before I clean. So whatever you do before you clean, do that. Maybe open some windows, brighten the mood a little bit, and let's get right to it. So first things first, I wanted to talk a little bit more. I talked about it last episode, but if you didn't listen, my mom is starting, well, she's had this website. It's cleanwithmepodcast.com. And me and her wanted to do this website as with, so you guys have kind of a written, adds a written aspect to the podcast where you guys can look at recipes. She's going to make, write articles about cleaning, about day-to-day life, about cooking, just kind of homemaking in general. So a lot of you were like, oh, I miss Ronnie because she used to tell us more recipes and what have you. So now you guys will get that. You'll still get my mom's personality in some of the articles and mine as well. And you'll get to hear from her because she obviously is living in a different kind of phase of life. She's got older kids. So those of you that kind of related more to my mom will get to listen to me in the podcast and then visit the website and hear some articles that she has written. And she is a lot better about cooking than I am and coming up with new recipes. I do cook, but kind of more basic things, I guess, and things that need to be made in a hurry. And now that I'm working, I obviously cooked a lot more when I was a stay-at-home wife and mom, but I'm not doing that anymore. Now I'm working, so my meals are a little less impressive. So she will be writing a little bit about that, and so be checking that. She's going to for sure post every week an article, maybe more than that. It depends on how busy she is because she does have 2 jobs right now. She writes from home, and she also works at a Christian school. So moving on, let's go ahead. I will talk to you a little more about that, but check that out. It's cleanwithmepodcast.com. And before anything, let's go ahead and gather dishes from around the house and get all of those in one place, because nothing is worse than when you are almost done with the dishes or done with the dishes and a kid or somebody comes in and is like, oh, here is all these dishes I found in my room. And then you thought you were done. You have to clean a sink more full of dishes, so that's annoying. So I like to gather the dishes so I know what I'm working with beforehand. So do that, and then throw away any trash that's sitting out on the countertops or in the sink. My husband has a habit of throwing things in the sink, and for those of you that have been following, you know that I didn't talk a whole lot about it, but we were having some issues. He is living with me again, and we are back together. If those of you are curious about that, I won't get into detail, of course, but we are back together. We actually just celebrated our 8th anniversary, 4 years together, married, and 8 years total together, and then we've been married for 4 years, so nice that we were together to celebrate that. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful that we were able to overcome most of our issues. Of course, it's not a walk in the park every day, but we are trying our best, and he is trying, and that's what's important, is that we're both trying and things are looking up. So that is very good, and I'm glad to be able to report that to y'all. But once you've gathered all of the dishes, thrown away all of the trash around, let's go ahead and start our empty, reload, and run. And this is my mom's terminology, but if you have a dishwasher, you empty the dishwasher, reload it, and then run it quickly before you leave the house. If you're a hand washer, then we are gathering the dishes and then doing a very thorough pre-rinse. Either way, you want to do a thorough pre-rinse before you load the dishwasher as well. So whether you're hand washing or using the dishwasher, let's go ahead and do that pre-rinse and get all of the dishes looking clean on the surface. That way we can just load them real quick and then into the dishwasher after we've emptied it, or wash them off really quickly once you get that nasty food and whatever off of the dishes first, and you're working with clean dishes. It's real easy to just wash them and put them away after that. So be working on the dishes while I talk. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to do that. We are in a hurry. We're doing a quick speed clean, so we're not going to spend too much time in the kitchen, but the majority of our time is going to be spent there. We're going to do kind of an outer area pickup and clean. This is getting the house presentable and ready to go, because I don't like leaving the house a huge mess before I leave to work. I like to get up a little bit earlier and straighten the house when I have time before I leave, so I'm not coming home to a disaster, because no one likes that. So y'all just be working on those dishes while I talk, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about, while you're cleaning, just quickly about things going on and how everyone's in a different phase of life and how that affects our housework. So when I'm doing the podcast, I try to focus more on cleaning, and some of you have been irritated with that. Some of you really like that I focus mainly on cleaning and that I'm kind of repetitive in my podcast talking about, the same cleaning routines and whatnot. But the reason I do that is because I understand that my listeners are all very different, and even people that are in the exact phase of life as me with the same age kids and whatnot have different lifestyles and different upbringings and different ways that they clean. For example, my friend that lives across the street, I've talked about her before, my best friend, she lives on the ranch with me. She has 2 kids that are the exact same age, and we have similar work schedules, and she works full-time as well. Now, even though we have the same aged kids and the same work schedules, and we both have blended families, our life and our cleaning is completely different. She has different priorities than I do. I have different priorities than she has. And, at the end of the day, though, there are things that we have to clean up the same things, whether we have different priorities or different lifestyles or not. And that's what I try to accomplish with the podcast. I try to take those similarities and stuff that we all have to do, like we all have to do the dishes. I tend to eat out a lot more than my friend does. Lately, I do spend a lot more money than I should on eating out lately, I'll admit. And, but I still have a lot of dishes for some reason. But she has a lot more than me because she cooks more often. And, so it's a little bit more of an ordeal. She's got more dishes when it's time for her to do the dishes than for me. And I also have a dishwasher now and she still doesn't. So, things like that. And then like my mom, completely different lifestyle than I do right now. She's not doing the majority of her cleaning in her house right now, which is kind of why she gave the podcast to me, because she's got teenagers. So her life is a lot about delegating And my dad also lives at home because he had some major heart issues and heart surgery, so he's retired now. And so there's a completely different lifestyle, with my mom and me. But still, the dishes still have to be done, and the same kind of chores have to be done. Just the only difference is she's doing a lot more delegating than I am. And I understand that everyone's different. So, whoever is doing your cleaning in your house, it still has to be done. And I'm here to just be a guide and give you ideas and try to keep you motivated and structured and not forget to do certain things. So let's get back to the cleaning. You guys should, everybody has different levels of dishes. We're just trying, if all you have time for today is just to pre-rinse your dishes and get all the food off those dishes, that's okay. Obviously, the goal, we want to get our dishes in the dishwasher or washed, but if you do not have time to do that before getting out the door, at least do the pre-rinse at the bare minimum. That way you don't have nasty, gross dishes to come back to when you're off of work. But you guys are doing great. Just keep working on those dishes and get those finished. And so, funny thing, speaking of my friend, I just wanted to talk a little bit. Some of you are like me and have blended families, and that comes with different challenges. And so I have teenagers. Yes, I do. I have stepdaughters that are teenagers, but they're not my kids, and I really don't have them do much cleaning in my house. And some of you might have a different relationship with their stepdaughters than I do. I only see them every other weekend, and I really don't make them clean much. And there's a lot of reasons for that, some of which I don't really want to talk about, but they, I don't have a relationship with them where their relationship with me and their mother is very sensitive. We do get along. There was years and years and years of stuff that, we had to get through to get to this point where we're getting along well. Let me tell you, it was a long road, but I don't want to rock the boat at all with that situation in our relationship. So I am very careful when it comes to the kids. And y'all might not agree with me on this, but I don't have them do a lot, and I don't give them a lot of chores. If their dad wants to do that, that's fine. But I just don't really feel comfortable telling them, like, oh, you guys have to clean this, you have to do this, these are your chores. I used to when they were younger, but now that they're older and they give me more trouble for telling them to do stuff, I don't really want, that's their dad's job, and I just kind of leave that up to them. And you guys might differ on that, and that's fine. Everybody has their own way of doing things. Personally, I don't really give them a lot of chores in my house because I don't really like, it isn't received well coming from me. I know they're probably going to tell their mom that I'm making them do all this stuff, and I don't know. Anyway, not getting into it, but long story short is they don't do a lot of cleaning in my house. Some of you have teenagers that do the majority of the cleaning, like my mom. She delegates most of her chores to her teenagers, you know what I mean? And some of you that have that, I will do an episode where I talk about delegation, and I'll talk to my mom a little bit about how she handles the chore charts and stuff. And I've mentioned before that growing up, we had basically a list of chores, and we'd either flip a coin on who picks first, or we'd play some game to figure out who gets to pick the chores first, and then we'd go back and forth, like Jessica picks a chore, then Jonathan picks a chore, then Erica picks a chore, then Jessica picks a chore, then Jonathan picks a chore, and we'd put our initials next to each chore, and that we did that for a while, and that was successful. We've had a chart where different days, different kids do different chores, and we had a list of Monday through Friday, this kid does this chore and this kid does that chore. So all that about my stepdaughters to say this, I'm not to that point yet because I have toddlers and my stepdaughters don't really do a lot of cleaning in the house. But I experienced it a lot growing up, so I do know how it goes and the struggles that come with that. But that's how we made it fair, so there's no kids arguing, like, oh, she does more of this, and I don't want to pick up, dog poop in the backyard. That's like a punishment, blah, 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 blah. So that is why they took turns choosing, so different kids would have to do different chores on different days, and that's how we made it fair. So those of you that are in the phase of life with older kids, that's a good idea for you to be doing. And you probably have some form of that right now. But if you needed ideas, those are two that we do. With toddlers, if you're in the same phase of life as me, what I do is I'm blessed right now to have my friend living across the street who can watch the kids for a couple hours outside while I clean quickly and vice versa. But if she's not available, I either do it during their nap time, or I put the kids on a activity that's not messy in the corner. I give them some blocks or put a show on for them or whatever, and I get them busy, and then I will quickly do my chores, and that usually ends up in me having to take breaks and feed them and do different things like that. But I usually set them up on an activity or do it during their nap time and just get as much done as possible. But I know that everybody's life is different and everyone's circumstances are different. Everyone's going through different things. Like my friend across the street, be loading your dishwasher or washing your dishes. You should be about to finish up. Once you're done with that, just clear off all of the surfaces very quickly of your countertops and the floor, and just put everything away where it goes. Clear as much surface area as possible, and then just do a very quick wipe down of everything. And we'll talk a little bit more about this in the next episode, but we're going to quickly move on. After you've picked up and wiped down everything, once you're done with the dishes, we're going to do a quick pickup of the living area. So just be picking up and putting everything away on your countertops, clear as much surface area, and then get either your Clorox wipes or your soapy rag or whatever it is you prefer. I usually use one of those. I don't like using sprays and rags because you're spraying around like where food is handled. So if I am using a spray, I'll spray it directly on the rag, and then I'll just quickly wipe down anything and everything, and then just do a quick spot sweep and throw away your trash if your trash is overflowing and replace the bag. If it's not, then don't worry about it. But if it is overflowing, you want to change that so your house doesn't stink when you come home. And then once you guys are done with that, let's quickly move on to the living area. And with the living area, I like to go with the focal point of the room, which is the couch. So clear off the couch, fix the cushions, fix the pillows quickly, and then just go ham. And my friend Tristan, she calls it Flight of the Bumblebee, is what she calls it, when you're quickly just making everything look nice before you leave the house, and you just zip around like a bee and pick up everything, pick up all the toys, throw them in the toy box, pick up everything that's supposed to go in the rooms, gather everything and put it in a pile in the room, and then once you're got everything in one place, then you can put it away, and just quickly adjust your rug, make it look nice, wipe down any side tables or coffee tables quickly and get that looking nice, and just straighten everything and make it look good. And then usually when I'm doing a quick Flight of the Bumblebee, so to speak, pickup, I will run to the guest bathroom. I will make sure there's toilet paper in the guest bathroom. I will pick up any clothes that the kids might have left in there and put that in the dirty clothes basket, and or put it in the laundry room for later, and wipe up quickly with Clorox wipes, wipe off any toothpaste from the morning, any mess from the morning, put away any straighteners, any brushes, hair ties. I just put all of that stuff away that was left out from the night before, or not from the night before, from that morning of getting ready, because we're getting ready before work or before the day or what have you. And, any clothes that were left on the floor, any mess from getting ready, like makeup or whatever, put that away where it goes. Make your bed before you go. It always makes me feel like I've accomplished so much and gotten so much more done when I make my bed. And if you're saying to yourself, Jessica, I don't have all this time to be doing even a quick 20-minute clean before work, like I'm in a hurry, I got to get out of this house. If that is you and you are in a big hurry and you're saying to yourself, I don't have time for all this, try, like I said, I started doing just getting up 5 minutes earlier, and soon you'll have a whole hour earlier that you're getting up before everyone else, and that time is precious because it feels so good if you're able to do this quick pickup before you go off to work and you come home to a clean house. So just to recap, we spent the majority of the time today doing our dishes and cleaning the kitchen because to me, doing the dishes is a big priority because those can be stinky and get gross over the time span of us being at work or whatever we have to do. And then we picked up the living area, straightened that up. If you have time to do a vacuum after this episode and a sweep or mop if you have wood floors, you can do that really quickly. I like to do a quick vacuum of my rugs and just sweep up the kitchen. Obviously, you probably don't have time for a whole mop, but if you have time just to run a Swiffer over the floor, you can do that. I use the Swiffer when I'm in a hurry. Like that's my day-to-day, just quick cleanup, and then I like to do like a thorough mopping because the Swiffer doesn't always get, all of the bad stuff. So just go over it with a Swiffer really quickly or a vacuum if you have carpet, and just put everything away where it goes. If you have time to clean your bedroom, you can do that, but we're just focusing more on the outer areas today. So once the outer areas are straightened, maybe straighten your doorway, water your plants, feed your animals. My friend has little fishies that she has to feed in the morning, so Tristan, don't forget to feed your fish. I have to feed, my dog. If you have to clean a litter box, you can do that before you leave. Make your bed, and then get those toothpaste splatters the kids made on the on the bathroom sink and the bathroom mirror, and wipe those off really quickly. And then have a great day today. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being patient and working with me. I hope y'all have a great day, and happy Thursday. And you guys just hang in there. I'm going to do a car cleaning episode on Sunday because let me tell you, my car is a disaster. No, I'm not. Everyone's like, oh, you have a cleaning podcast? You must be so clean. Let me tell you, I am not as clean as y'all think. I struggle just like you. And the podcast really helps me to keep up with that so that I don't feel like I'm being a hypocrite. But my house may be clean the majority of the time, but my car is not. So I really need to do a car cleaning episode again. So if y'all are like me and you've let your car suffer, we will take care of that on Sunday. Make sure you check out that website. My Patreon link will be in the comments. And as always, happy cleaning.